Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Today we will talk about pareto chart, me and my friend yousef. The outline for our project is definition, explanation, and procedures, practical uses, and life examples. The definition. First of all, Joseph Joran suggested the principle, and then after the economist Pareto that specified an equal relationship between the input and the output. The principle states that for many phenomena, 20% of invested input is responsible for 80% of the result obtained. So this is a few examples. 80% of your defects are a result of 20% of the causes. 80% of your revenue comes from 20% of your customers. 80% of your productivity will come in 20% of your working hour. So here's a few pictures. So 20% of effort will cause 80% of the result. 20% of effort, just like the resources, the time, the money, and the effort itself, will cause will affect 80% of the result. So here's the pareto chart. The main purpose for the pareto chart is to prioritize the problem. So it's focused on the most important problem the company faces. The benefit of the pareto for the pareto principle that it helps graphically display the result, so the significant few problems emerge from the general background, and it tells you what to work on first. And in the next slide, there's a few examples for the pareto chart with my friend yousef.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. I'll complete what my friend said about the pareto chart. This is the total defects. We see here the total defects and the categories. These categories are each one of them is important for the organization to work with. This is the accumulated percentage, and this is the sorted by pareto chart for each category. This is the procedure for pareto chart. This is an example for service company doing the pareto chart for their organization. So here is the frequency and defect categories. We see here 4 pixels 10 and not enough or done for their purpose. Next. This is the practical use. You see here the input and the output. So for each one, for the input, 20% go to 80% for the output causes. And opposite for 80% for input, it goes also for 20% for the output. The pareto principle. The products this is the 20% generate about 80% for the revenue, and the opposite for 80% for the products goes to 20% for the revenue. Real life example. We see here many examples. First one, 20% of the time spent procedure, 80% of the result. 80% for your form call go to 20 of the names of your list. 20% of your street handle goes to 80% of the traffic, and 80% also of the meals, in restaurants come from 20% of the menu. So we see here the last two examples. 20% of the vehicle causes 80% of the problem. And last one is 20% of the feature of the application are used 80% of the time. This was the last slide for our subject, and this is the references, and thank you for watching.